Dear friends and family, hello, Pranam. The following is the conversation with Dr. Krishna Nandan Singh, currently serving as the Additional Solicitor General of India, representing the Union of India at the Patna High Court. Until I approached him for this podcast, I had only seen him in virtual court proceedings. In this discussion, he reflects on his formative years at the prestigious Doon School, where he was taught to live in a non denominational manner and to identify as an Indian first. We also explore his journey to becoming an ASG, his experience as a lawyer, and why dignity and integrity should always remain paramount in the legal profession. I hope you enjoy this podcast. Welcome to this podcast. I have
Thank you,
seen
Dr.
you the first time on my laptop during the lockdown, whilst in a virtual court. You were representing in a capacity of ASG, Union of India. As much as I remember, it was a PIL, Education Matter PIL. Thank you for accepting my invitation. And we are here to learn from your experience in general, and in particular your role as an ASG. So we'll speak about that. What I've heard about you in the court is you come from a Jamindari family. Everybody seems to be speaking about that. And also that you upheld highest integrity in the profession. So we'll speak about all of that. We'll start with your personal and career background. So you were born in Bihar.
Yes.
Where did you do your schooling from?
Thank you for having me. I was born in Patna,
Okay.
and yes, I am from a Zamindar family. That's a legacy we carry from a place called Shivhar. That used to be Muzaffarpur district. We used to initially live in Muzaffarpur. That was the town. About 60 kilometers from Muzaffarpur is Shivhar. And my first schooling was a school called Prabhat Tara.
Still there?
In Muzaffarpur. Yes, it's still there. Right next to the Chakkar Maidan.
Right.
And we used to see these planes coming down, small Dakotas and small planes coming. In fact, I can remember once Pandit Nehru's plane landed there, and he went off to the meeting wherever he had to go. And we went in groups to the plane, and somehow because of the pilot allowed us to go inside, and that was the first time I ever saw a plane from inside.
Yeah, near the Chakkar Maidan.
On the Chakkar Maidan. Planes used to be land. Actually, it was originally the polo ground of the British Army.
Okay.
But in time, small planes used to land there. And I don't know what plane that was in which Nehruji came, but yes, it was a plane, and we went inside, dekha. But that's a very faint memories. Then I went off to Vellum Boys School in Dehradun. Vellum Preparatory School, it was known then. Class 5, I studied there till class 5. Then I gave the common entrance exam. I was successful. I went to Doon School.
This school was preparatory school?
Yes, that was Vellum Preparatory School, then it was called.
So which class did you go there?
I went there in class, I think, 1 or 2, I 1961 probably. And then I went to Doon School. That's where my real learning started, and that was an experience. I was there from 1967 to 1972. I did my ISc from there, that's class 11. And Doon School, people have a very wrong misconception of Doon School. Doon School is a school which teaches you to be a good Indian, a good human being. In our time, there was not too much emphasis on academics. It was to make a good person out of you, sports, character building. And there was a lot of interaction between the boys and the masters. All masters stayed on the campus. It was like one big family. And the housemaster was, of course, somebody very special. The boys in his house, I was in Jaipur house, the boys in his house were totally brought up by him, you can say, At home they were parents and in school it was the housemaster. I was lucky to be in Jaipur house where Mr. Gurdial Singh was the housemaster, Guru as we knew him. He was a fantastic person and learned a lot from him. He had unique ways of teaching us things. I can remember on one occasion, I was in class 9 or 10th, 9th, I think, 10th. It was probably 10th. We had gone up for the weekend to Mussoorie, 3 friends, 4 friends, one of whose parents had a house there. We went on Friday evening, spent Saturday there. And Sunday morning, I had to run a 3-mile race. I was not fat then, I was a skinny fellow. And we came down. I used to get sick on these mountain roads. So Sunday morning, early morning, we got up, came down. I got this sickness on the bus. I was in no shape really to run. But anyway, I had to run for my house. I joined the race. I started running after about 1600 or maybe 1400 meters. I just couldn't go on. I dropped out. That was a Sunday. Next day after lunch, which was the time when housemasters called up boys, I was called up, went to Guru's study. He said, "What happened?" I said, "Sir, I was not feeling." Obviously, he guessed what had gone on and how we must have had a good time. So he said, "Well, all right. Tomorrow, the 4 of you go and watch this movie in Odeon." Odeon was a very decrepit hall, but iconic hall in Dehradun, where English movies, generations remember Odeon. Went. Mexico Olympics movie was being shown. Saw that movie, lot of sports. They didn't have television those days. Newspapers at that age, we were not very keen to read. Anyway, so, I mean, in Indian Films Division, newsreels, that was the only source of information where you got glimpses of occasions like the Olympics. There's a full-length movie on Mexico Olympics. There was one on Tokyo Olympics also. So, enjoyed the movie. Said, what a punishment we've got. And ultimately, with the last part of the movie, when the closing ceremony started, and earlier, when the marathon started, marathon is held on the last day. There's this one, probably an Ethiopian runner who got injured and he fell down, hurt his knee. And when the closing ceremony started, then during that, this runner, marathon runner, he came into the stadium to finish his race. And what an ovation he got, everyone stood up and fantastic that. Then we realized what Guru wanted to tell us. And we realized that, the lesson was complete what you start, never give up. And he was a person, I owe a lot to him in life.
Such a beautiful way of teaching.
And, he was a person, he was a mountaineer. And he was one who was the first one to climb Trishul. And when he climbed Trishul, he did a complete Shirsasana on the peak. A full headstand. And that photograph is also there. And it's unique, a person who climbs a mountain, gets to the peak, exhilarates, and then he has the energy and this thing to do a complete Shirsasana. And he came down. He was on the Everest expedition also. And we are told that he gave up his oxygen cylinder to another colleague so that that person could get to the peak, and he spent the time on the south col without oxygen.
He's so fit.
Fantastic person. As a person, he used to take us for fishing and mountaineering, and he was very strict. In the house, study time meant study, games time meant games.
Jana-Gana-Mana was Doon
Yes,
School's
yes. You know,
school
people
song.
don't know, but in 1935, when the Doon School started, right from inception, Jana-Gana-Mana was the school song. And not just the first stanza, which is the national anthem, but the second stanza also, that is Ahar Ahar Tabavan Pracharit Sunita Budar Vani. That second stanza also, and we used to sing it regularly in school. Our school prayers were totally non-denominational. One I can remember was, "Oh God, let us be thankful for the goodly smell of rain on dry ground." That was out of Guruji Tagore. Then the songs we sang were all Kabir, Nanak, and totally non-denominational. We used to sing Lappe Aati Hai Dua and things like that. Totally nationalistic. Our art school was totally Indian. Sit on the floor and do sketches and
Doon School was a
paintings.
transformative
Oh
experience.
yes, music was totally Indian. I remember, talking of Indianness, the first arts master in school was a person called Mr. Sudhir Khastgir, who was from Calcutta. And then in our time, the art master was Mr. Rathin Mitra of the Calcutta group. And I remember one of my friends, Zorawar Singh, we were asked to make a water painting of countryside scene. So I was, the little talent that I had, I could hardly paint, but I was trying to make a scene of my village, some fields and some trees, taal ka ped, etc. And Zorawar Singh, he was a better painter than me, and he made a very nice painting of an English countryside with a cottage and smoke coming out and a gentleman walking by with his pipe and dog and things like that. So Rathin Mitra came and stood behind him and said, well, what is this? He said, countryside. He said, this is not in India. I said, no, sir, this is England. He said, have you been there? He said, no, sir. And he got one tight slap on his face. He said, some sort of way, you've never been there and what are you doing? When that is a thing, they used to teach us, be realistic.
Right.
Don't do or say things which you don't know.
Is it during this time that you decided to pursue law? A career?
No, not at all, not at all. I was actually, as a kid, I used to think I should be a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor. But in Doon School, my maths was so poor that I couldn't take science subjects. So I opted for arts and physics. Then 72, after Doon School, I came to Patna. My parents...
So you finished your 11th standard?
Yes, 11th in Doon School. Then I came back to Patna. There used to be a gap in those days. December, we used to finish our ISC and college used to start in June, July.
So board exam were there? 10th?
Oh yes, we had a board exam, Indian School, Syndicate of University of Cambridge, Indian School certificate, that board used to be there. Then...
for your IA?
Local examinations. Yes, then, that 6 months used to be a big holiday we used to have. Then I used to be with my parents and my father sent me to Shivhat to do some farming and I learnt how the sugar cane was planted and all that. I had that experience. Then they said that since a very young age, I was about 9 or 10 years old when I went off. No, I was less. I was 6 or 7 years old when I went off to Dehradun. So then he said, now you stay with us. My uncle Kakaji was not keeping well. So I was almost made to join Patna College. Joined in second year IA.
So your uncle persuaded you to stay?
No, my father really actually. He said, no, my uncle was a person who really didn't force himself on anybody. He was a totally contented man, he would sit reading his book, smoking his pipe and nothing more than that.
So after Doon School, you did not have any plan for yourself? What you want to?
Not really. I mean, after school, you awaited your results, then you thought of where you want to go to college. So I was emotionally, made to stay on in Patna. So I joined Patna College. We had classes for a few months, and then about December, I think,
You joined Patna College. Which course did you do?
I was doing IAS second year. I had history and economics and the compulsory subjects.
So because of your relative weakness in mathematics, you chose a career in...
Yes, I mean, not having had science in school, I could not have science after that.
Right, right.
So classes went on till about December. Then after that, the Gujarat Navnirman Andolan started, and then that came on to Patna University. Over here, that year, there were elections, union elections. And we were supporters of ABVP.
So after Doon School, when you came here and joined Patna University, did you have any kind of cultural shock?
Yes, there was a bit of a cultural shock. I mean, some things I couldn't understand. Like, I remember the first day I went to college, I thought they may be ragging or something. My Kakaji had said, all right, go, take your car, park it somewhere. So I went inside. As I got into the gate, I parked on the right side. Kya geography department hai, kya tha wahan? And one fellow, he approached me. He said, straight away he asked me, Bhai ji, kaun jaat hai? I looked at him and I said, Hindu hai. And I still can't forget the look on his face, as if I had said some weird thing. He wouldn't understand what I had said. And I didn't know what wrong I had done. When I went back home, I asked my Kakaji asked me, how was your day, first day in college? So I looked at him, I said, well, everything was fine except this one question. I met some of my friends from Doon School and RIMC, and there were boys from Darjeeling North Point. So that was okay. But then I said, this fellow asked me this weird question. So he said, what did you reply? I said, I'm a Hindu. Then he just smiled, he took another puff of his pipe and he said, you will understand in time. And it was much later that when another relation of mine met me in Patna College, there was this field and there used to be a small 2 feet wall around it where people used to sit. That's where we were sitting, and this fellow from some distance called me out and he mentioned, the relationship we had. I was actually his mama. So then, after some time, the fellow who had accosted me on the first day came up and he said, Bhai ji, aap bataye nahi, aap to ye jaat ke hain. I said, go to hell, yeah. What do I got to do with this? Anyway, that was my first, you could say, interlude with caste system of Bihar. Because in school we had,
You were raised in a different way.
Even at home, my parents and at home, we never had this concept of caste and this thing. We all, well, they were helpers, they were domestic servants, they were people working on the farm, but we knew them by name. But at least in this thing, we never asked what caste or what this thing you are. Obviously, they were poor people because they were working on the farm as agricultural laborers. But apart from that, there was absolutely no distinction. That was my first experience of caste in Bihar. Of course, then again, next I suffered or experienced it was in the High Court many years later. And it was, I don't know, it's an unfortunate thing in Bihar, but I guess all over, not only in Bihar, it's in UP also. But then it's there, and it's unfortunate.
Do you think of the reason why people still resonate to or keep their caste identity very close to their heart? For you, I can understand that you studied in a boarding school where you must have exposed to people from different backgrounds.
I don't know, because there was a time when caste was going into the background. I think in the 70s, 80s, 70s, there were people who were moving away from castes. As for example, I'll tell you, instead of their caste names, obvious names which caste, Verma and Sharma and and these things, or Mahto or something like that, Yadav, people were taking on names like Kumar and caste neutral names were coming in vogue. Dr. Jagannath Mishra, who was the then chief minister, famous or infamous, he dropped his Mishra name. He started having himself being called as Dr. Jagannath. That indicated that there was some change in mindsets. But unfortunately, when this reservation thing came up, job reservations, first time during the time of Karpuri Thakurji and in UP, Mulayam Singh ji.
After Mandal Commission.
No, the Mandal Commission was formed, but no, this was before the Mandal report. In their time also they had it, just when Janata Party came to power. They had tried it in UP and Bihar. There was a lot of backlash. Jai Prakash Narayan ji was alive at that time. And they probably thought over it and they watered it down and they cooled it, and Mandal Commission was appointed, if I have the dates right. And thereafter it was quiet for some time. Then Mandal Commission came and everything went. Now, reservation per se is a matter of policy. You may agree or not agree with it. But there is nothing wrong. After all, you have to find some ways for upliftment of those who don't have it. Maybe there can be a better way, but then let that way come forward. Till that way comes, reservation is the way forward now. Of course, it has certain drawbacks. Like, for example, in my village, actually a small town now, there is a very big population of Musahars. And you will be surprised. Maybe one or two may have got it, otherwise nobody has got jobs there or advantage of reservation. They are all left to fend for themselves. They मिट्टी का काम करते हैं. They are very good with the फावड़ा, कुदाल का काम, बहुत expert है मिट्टी का. Of course, this again I am saying 8 years, 10 years back. Now तो with coming of the JCB, मिट्टी का काम तो अब JCB करता है. They don't do it, but they were experts at it. And we used to be surprised कि किसी को नहीं मिला है. And that was one caste which had some very good things which one could learn and emulate. As for example, the men folk used to earn a lot. Compared to another laborer, they used to earn almost twice as much because of their mitti ka kaam. But then the peculiar thing about them was they would go to the market, get their daily wages, go to the market, buy some rice, buy some vegetables or meat or whatever they wanted to. They would tie it up and then they would go to the toddy or bull shop. Whatever they had earned, they would drink. That was the bad part. And then they would go home tipsy, but the wife would take the rice and all, food would be cooked. But unke isme dekhte the ki the wife was the one who used to run the house. Of course, with all the handicaps and with all the hardships. And inside the house, she was the boss. This fellow, the men folk would be, literally not heard at that time. This is I had occasion to see all that, but then they were very, very poor people, very poor, lived in abject poverty. And they were the people who needed upliftment, which unfortunately they didn't get. Somehow, now in these days of prohibition, they have progressed. सबके घर भी पक्के के होने लगे. Gypsies are standing. Gypsies कहते हैं, boleros are standing. Motorcycles are there.
Because of prohibition.
Yes, in this age of prohibition, we are saying. Now, I won't say anything more than that.
Yeah, I
should
understood.
not be saying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's the wrong way of upliftment. But that you have it there. And, you know, people talk of castes. उसके घर नहीं जाएंगे, उसका पानी नहीं पिएंगे, उसका खाएंगे नहीं. Now, शिवर में I have seen कि शाम होते जितना ही बाबू लोग है जो कास्ट कुस्ट का बात करता है, शाम होते दे ऑल मेक अ बी लाइन टू मुसहर टोल. और वहाँ दे हैव देयर फिल एंड दे हैव देयर चखनास. उसमें फिर
Caste line does not become
those
a barrier.
taboos don't come in. These are the hypocrisies, dichotomies which don't make sense.
Right.
You know, in the daytime you keep away from that fellow saying ki he is this, that and the other. And for that purpose, yes. Or for that matter, anybody who goes to a restaurant and eats,
They do not ask.
do you ever ask
No.
who is the cook?
No.
And this, even in my home, my mother used to have this thing, you know, like उनका खाना चावल और ये दाल अपना चीन्हा काट के मिट्टी से उसके अंदर बनता था, कुकर में बनता था, and she would do it herself. Nobody could touch that. My wife also started doing it. So I said, look, if you do this, then we'll never go to a restaurant. She said, why? I said, simple thing is, in the restaurant, will you ask who has done the cooking? Then gradually she understood, and things have changed. Although she is an educated person, she is a BA, but then, you know, some of these habits and taboos, they do come down from generation without meaning. You just pick it up like that.
It's very hard to.
Yes, like puja part is a very good thing, but then all these farces should not be there. And
Coming back to your time at Patna University, so you completed your IA from Patna University?
no, I didn't.
Or you didn't?
Because after December, and then, you know, JP movement started, the student movement started, then JP came into it. He started guiding it. By March, I think it was 16th or 23rd March, I forget now. There were the riots and the arsons took place. Curfew was imposed. And thereafter, padhai nahi hui. Then around July or something, some of my friends who joined Delhi University, they were back. They were going back to Delhi. So they said, why are you wasting your time? Why don't you come along with us? But, you know, before I go further, I'll say one thing. JP movement also taught a lot of things. I still remember that Gandhi Maidan meeting of JP. Utna bada meeting I have not seen in Gandhi Maidan. It's not that the cameras showed angles. It was actually almost full, which has never happened since. And his silent march from Charkha Samiti to what is now income tax roundabout. You can't imagine. Itne log on the road, in the march, pin drop silence. Anyway, so after that, you know, these friends, they said, we are going back today. Somehow.
So these were your friends from Patna University?
No, they're friends from Doon School and some relations.
Okay.
So, said, why don't you come along? After I was having lunch with them, I went back home. They were going by Deluxe, 4 o'clock, 4:30. Went back home, told my Kakaji ki aisa hai, should I try? He became very serious for some time, had a few puffs of his pipe, opened his drawer, took out 500 rupees and said, we'll try. Went off. Gay, applied in Hindu college. In school, I had good marks. I had 6 points in ISC. 5 was the best. I had 6. Got admission, history honors. Then went into the principal's office. Dr. B.M. Bhatia, economist, used to be the principal.
Which college in Delhi?
Hindu college.
Hindu college.
So he looked at my marks. He said, "Ki, you didn't try across the road?" So I said, "No, sir. I came here straight." So he was very happy. He patted me on the back, and then I said, "Sir, एक request है." So what? So hostel. I'm from Patna. I don't have a place here. You give me. All right, all right. We have very good marks. I got a hostel. I was happy. Came back. Then I had to convince my father. Finally, he relented. Then I joined Delhi University.
So you completed your
Yes, I
BA.
did my BA honors history. Then I joined MA.
Same
Hindu college, yes. But classes were held in arts faculty. Did my MA from there. MA finals, second MA finals. The day I went for my 12th paper, my Kakaji, who was hospitalized at that time in AIMS, he passed away that very day. So at the time I should have been on the way through arts faculty. I was at Nigambodh Ghat. I missed 4 papers, got 0, but still I got very good marks. Then came home, did some farming, tried to develop some of my properties. And in the meantime, on a train, I met a professor from BHU, Professor L.K. Tripathi. He inspired me to do PhD. So after some time, I went and joined PhD in BHU. After LK, Professor Tripathi, my guide was changed. Professor L. Gopal became my guide. Then under him, I completed my PhD, submitted my thesis.
What was your thesis on?
My thesis was social ideas and institutions as depicted in the Purans. That was probably again inspired by my mother, because she was so involved in Purans and these things. And actually, I just wanted to know what is there in the Purans that she is so much after. And she believes in it. Everything, she would connect to the one holy book or the other, or the Purans or something. But in my understanding, what I could understand was, you don't look at Purans as something very dogmatic or something. It was more a social study, as the subject was. They depicted so many things. Purans depicted the way of life, the Hindu way of life. Now, I don't mean here Hindu as religion. Of course, there was religion also into
Yes,
it.
but Hinduism is a way
There
of
was
life.
Shaivism, Vaishnavism, all those things were there in different Purans. But what I would try to glean from the Purans was the way of life. Family relationships, social relationships, relationship between the state and the citizen, crime and punishment. I mean, there's so much information there.
But until your PhD, the idea of law as a career did not come to you.
No, even then probably it was not there. Even then
You're not reading anything or doing your PhD.
not law. Purans mein law to the extent, yes, connected with the Purans and the social studies that I was doing.
How did the idea of law?
The idea of law came, when my mother used to live in Banaras, my grandmother used to live there. Then my mother, we have a house there. Pehle we used to live in Tedhi Neem next to the Vishwanath temple. 62 we shifted to Assi. And a very senior, eminent, well-known lawyer, an institution here in the Patna High Court, also took a house in Banaras for his mother. She wanted to stay in Banaras. late Balbhadra Prasad Singh.
Mhm.
He was known to my father. They were well acquainted. So while in Banaras, he used to come over. He used to live nearby.
Mhm.
To come over and पान के बड़े शौकीन थे और 80 पे एक बड़ी बहुत फेमस पान की दुकान थी राजा राम की. So he used to come and sit there and have pan and chat with my father. Old times, they used to chat, old days. So Balbhadra Babu asked me, what are you doing? So I said कि यही अपना थोड़ा property develop कर रहे हैं and I am looking after my agriculture. So he said, what a waste. Are you intellectually satisfied? Do you feel good? I said, no. What can I do? I had tried for a lecturership. I was selected. I was put number 2 on the panel in Bihar University. But then the panel people only told me, you are the number 2. You should get it, but you won't get it. Because apparently the VC's daughter was also a candidate. And these things, really disgusted me. So I said, all right. I took it lightly. Then after one day, he landed up in Patna. He used to live in Alpna Market. We were in Patliputra. Again, chatting to my dad, he said, why haven't you joined law? Then I joined law.
He convinced your father as well.
No, father ko to कहती थी, but then he convinced me. My father never interfered what I study or what I do. Apart from that one making me join Patna College. So
it is only after your completion of PhD you decided to...
Yes, I had submitted my thesis by then. And Mr. Balbhadra Prasad Singh is the one who actually inspired me. And unfortunately, by the time I got my degree and joined law, he passed away. And he used to always say, you come straight to me and you join my office. Anyway, that was never to be. When I joined law, I went around trying to find a senior.
Where did you study law from?
Patna College, Patna Law College.
And then you joined High Court.
Then I joined High Court.
It must be very late for you, no?
Very late.
Your friends must be
doing
good.
Oh yes, my class fellows had done 10, 11 years of practice. And I used to feel sometimes, अंदर से बहुत ये लगता था कि भाई.
That's very natural.
They have 10 years, my class fellows, 10 years my senior. और समझ में नहीं आता था. A new person who comes to the High Court, first generation lawyer, he doesn't really know where to go, what to do, how to do. And I couldn't ask anybody. I used to feel hesitant to ask my class fellows. And even if I asked, "Arey, chodo yaar, what is the problem?" Nobody used to take me seriously, actually.
Who did you join in the High Court?
Then ultimately, there was this, again, a person I knew from before, Mr. Vijay Bhagat. He was a lawyer. He used to be in Mr. K.D. Chatterjee Senior's office. So one day he said, why didn't you join some law officer? So I said, I don't know anyone. So he said, come. Then he took me to this standing counsel number 3, Mr. S.N. Jha, as he then was. And then talking, we came to know that he is also from Muzaffarpur. And then he used to also, his father used to live near our house in Muzaffarpur. Acquaintance and all, but what I could feel that Mr. Jha thought कि अरे बड़े घर का लड़का आया है कुछ दिन के लिए. So he was also very condescending. अच्छा, come join, do something. So I started going to his office chambers and office morning, evening. धीरे धीरे I picked up. There was other juniors there like Mr. Ramesh Jha, Ms. Mridula Mishra, who later became a judge. They used to help me and guide me, even one Mr. Subodh Jha. They used to help me. Dhire dhire I learned how to
When I met you for the first time in your chamber, you're talking to some other lawyer that you drafted your second appeal for the first time and got paid 100 rupees.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That was, I think, 1 or 2 years after I joined his office. He asked me to draft a second appeal.
So for 2 years, you did not earn anything?
No. भाई पहले कहते थे ना कि अगर 2-3 साल का खाने का हो तब ये प्रैक्टिस ज्वाइन करो. And unlike today college, fresh out of college comes, asked to join your office, he say, come on. And after 1 or 2 days or the same day, he'll ask, what will I get? But then again, times have changed. I
Right.
don't say this is wrong or that was right or that was wrong, this is right. But then, yes, I think if right in the beginning you earn something, it's more encouraging. Should be there. But in those days, no, you didn't earn anything initially.
Do you have a explanation that why did this shift occur?
I think times have changed, pressures are there. Earlier, people coming into the profession, that class has changed.
Demand for lawyers?
Demand for lawyers, yes. Today there is a greater demand for lawyers in other walks of life. Dheere dheere lawyers are entering everywhere now. Everyone wants to consult a lawyer. At one time, it was a very dull time for the profession, in the sense कि lawyers का चलता उलता नहीं था, only in court. In society also, they had lost their place. During independence movement, lawyers were more sought after. They were the leaders. They were the persons who led the freedom movement.
How did they lose that place? What actually
It's
happened?
time, and some of it may have been their own fault. They moved away from politics.
Engaging with society.
Yes, engaging with society. And look at Patna High Court. Patna High Court was one of the,
Oldest high court.
apart from being oldest, I mean, you had the best judgments coming out of Patna High Court. But why? Because that time, during those days, Zamindari, there were more land matters. And there were more land cases here. And, people, the clients paid the lawyers. Dheere dheere, shifted to business and things. Land lost its prime place. They used to say, na, uttam kheti, madhyam bani, chakri sanidan. Now, land ka people became less interested. Farming, they moved out. Business was giving better returns. And unfortunately, Bihar mein business nahi panpa. There was an effort, some big factories and plants were set up, some infrastructure was sought to be built, but somehow it didn't happen. All the big infrastructure plants that were set up, they all just withered away. It was ultimately again now in the last 15, 20 years or something, 20 years, that an 50, I think, after 2005, efforts were made to rejuvenate industry and infrastructure. You had electricity restored to some power is being better in Bihar now. You have infrastructure, roads. You had highways languishing for 15, 20 years in Bihar. They were not being built because there was some problem, litigation, contractor, this and that. Come Corona days, the High Court under the leadership of Justice Sanjay Karol took it up. And, he got after NH and the state government and the union government to get these projects going. Land was a big issue. He ensured that land was available. All the impediments were removed. All court assistance. What is the problem? Got this department, that department. Of course, he didn't, the court didn't do anything, but then, just facilitated.
Right. Facilitating
And
the
got the hurdles removed by the government, by the department. And today you have highways. Another thing people miss, in those Corona days when people didn't have money for food, he got NHAI, union government, to pump in hundreds and thousands of crores into Bihar. Road banne lage. People got some employment. Some money came into circulation. After Justice Karol went, this Patna Gaya Dobhi road, he was instrumental, pursued it like anything. Virtually got all the departments to get together the act, and today you have this road. Imagine the journey to Gaya 6 years, 7 years back, kaisa tha.
Right.
And today you go to Gaya.
Very beautiful road.
Similarly, Patna Muzaffarpur or Chhapra Patna Muzaffarpur, Hajipur Muzaffarpur, except for that one bridge, which everyone tried their best, but somehow that contractor and what is, it's not been done. But otherwise, all over Bihar you have highways, and having assisted the High Court in those cases, I can say that it was Justice Karol, and then after him, Chief Justice Justice Vinod Chandran. They did a great service. Of course, other judges were with them,
Right.
but then they were the leaders.
But
took
with
it up.
judicial interference, things progress.
Yes, definitely. Otherwise, it was languishing for 20 years, 15 years. There were projects which, there's this one project, NH2 winding, Reliance, their road company. Many concessionaires like that, they just kept waiting for the land and this thing. They didn't get it. They went into arbitration. They were paid compensation. But at least now you have the roads coming up.
Right. Just with roads, lot of development takes place.
Yes, but the Reliance one, on facts, if I remember correctly, I'm not too sure, but probably that's happened. That was before I joined. Actually, I was on facts, I may be a little off. But this bridge, of course, certainly I know. I mean, everyone has tried their best, but those contractors just wouldn't do it, and they had all sorts of excuses, lame excuses. I don't know if the court or the government cracks the whip, it might still be done. Otherwise, half-made bridge. And unfortunately, both the bridges on the Gandak, one at connecting Hajipur and Sonpur, and one near Muhammadpur. Both these bridges are on the Gandak. Then you had various other problems, roads. High Court did nothing except push and egg on these departments and the contractors into doing their work.
So for all these projects, you were representing Union of India.
Yes, I was assisting the court on behalf of Union of India, on behalf of NHAI. Whoever is there, I mean, it's his job to assist. I mean, there's nothing special I did.
No, right.
We are there to do our work. We did it. The person who was before me, he also assisted. He also assisted. Everyone does it.
Coming back to your journey, so in the High Court, you joined this office, and then
I joined his office. Then dhire, I started doing work, and I gained his confidence. Then he also realized he is not a Ayaram Gayaram type. He's here to stay. Then he started giving me more work. Then I started working for him. Then that first fee that he paid me, I still have that kept in an envelope. I gave it to my mother, and she...
That 100 rupees?
Yes, that 101 rupees, religious person that she was. Thakur ji ke paas rakhi, then she gave it back to me. I put it in an envelope, and that's still in my drawer. Usko hum Ashirwadi mante hain. That's there.
You contested bar election as well. Tell us about that.
Yes, I did on one occasion. Yes. That was, to be honest, I got stuck in contesting it. I was comparatively a junior person then. And nahi hota hai, few friends, hasi mazak mein, chalo nomination de do, dal diya. It was in that cavalier manner that actually they put in my nomination. And thereafter, a very senior person also came into the fray. Then there were some misunderstandings caused. I never intended to contest against that person. And then there were some misunderstandings. This, honestly, I'm telling you this. Some misunderstandings came about, and I went on contesting, and I said, and God's grace, I won. They supported me.
Which year was this?
It was 2005, probably 2005. 5, 6, 5, 7 hours.
So you contested bar.
Yes, for the president of the Bar Association.
Bar Association.
Yes.
So what are the powers and duties of the president?
The president doesn't, he is not the executive head of the executive, he does all the work. That is done by the secretary in our association. Mr. Ramakant Sharma was the secretary at that time. But yes, you are something like the titular head, so to say, and you go for all the meetings and do all the formal work. That's it.
So you represent the interest of other members of the bar.
Yes, wherever you go, you represent them.
Interesting. So after this, you became senior advocate.
Yes, later on, I was High Court designated me as a senior counsel.
I think 2007, no?
Yes, 2007.
Let's talk about your experience as an ASG. How did that happen?
The Corona days.
Give us a background about this role. No? ASG is a new role, Additional Solicitor General. Earlier, this role was...
No, you didn't have ASGs in High Courts.
Right.
Earlier, there used to be just one ASG. And,
in the Supreme Court.
In the Supreme Court. And that time, in those days, we were students then. Mr. Lal Narayan Sinha was the Solicitor General. One Solicitor General they used to be. He was the Solicitor General. Then we are told that the government wanted to appoint Mr.
Faliman.
Justice Mr. Faliman. Now, Mr. Nariman as also as a Solicitor General. So then they created this post of Additional Solicitor General. Gradually, the number increased in the Supreme Court. Then after 2010, they thought of making Additional Solicitor Generals in some of the High Courts also. Initially, they probably started with the Bombay, Calcutta, Madras. Then later on, they kept increasing it, and I think it was 2016 or 15 that they, 2015-16, they created this post for Patna High Court. Mr. S.D. Sanjay was appointed as the first
ASG. Yes. Now, after him, you...
Yes. Then on 1st July 2020, I was appointed.
So before this title was brought into the picture, who was representing?
Earlier, there used to be the senior standing council, central government.
So the title was changed, but the role was the same?
No, the role also changed. Because initially, it was a senior standing council, central government. There were fewer cases. There were less that he had to do. He had no other work. Now with ASG, there's a lot of administrative work also, in the sense you have to manage the litigation. You have to distribute files. In the other places also, if there's a problem, they come to you. Then, the scope has widened.
Do you have to report to Solicitor General?
No, we don't report to the Solicitor General. We report to the Ministry.
Ministry.
Yes, we send monthly reports of how many cases received.
Okay.
And allotted. Then whatever other work is required by the ministry, we keep doing. So there is administrative work also.
And what about other departments, Union of India departments in Bihar? Do they report to you, or they work independently?
No, if they have a case in the High Court, they come to me. Otherwise, their own administrative hierarchy, they do their work. For their work, they don't come to me. If they have some legal matters, they have a case in the High Court or something, then they come.
So regular matters they do by themselves?
No, their work, like say PWD, CPWD, they would be doing their building or whatever they are doing, they would do it in their own way, their hierarchy. We have nothing to do with all that.
Right.
But if they have a
High
legal
Court-
issue, if they want an opinion, if there is a case, then they come to us.
Okay. Okay.
And that for all departments, CRPF or any other department.
So if there's any constitutional issue involved, or if it goes for appeal in the High Court, then you are
Any
involved.
case in the High Court, and not only constitutional matters, even other cases, you know, service matters, some tax matters, they all come.
So how was your experience? How did you get appointed?
It was learning. There were so many fields of law I had no experience of. I learned those things also.
So first tell us about your appointment. How did that happen?
In the Corona days, I was, when virtual proceedings started in Patna High Court, one of my junior friends, he engaged me. And during that break, when they were allowed to go to buy vegetables, etc., and move out, he came, he engaged me and showed me how to log on to these virtual proceedings.
All of that must be new for you.
Oh yes, it was all Latin and Greek. I tried it, and that one case I remember, you know, I managed to log on. I could see the judge. I don't know if the judge could see me, but certainly I couldn't hear him, and probably he couldn't hear me. So I said, no, it's not my cup of tea. Then I started home, passing away my time doing exercises, reading. Ramayana, Mahabharata was coming on. But basically very bored and very... So I managed to get a pass to go to my village, Shivhar. Went back there. There I was comfortable. And over there, when the restrictions eased, my family also came there. We were having a comfortable stay, no problem. Then around 25th of June 2020, late at night, I got a call. Delhi numbers, I was hesitant to pick it up. Then I said, "Nahi, my kids are there, maybe something." So I just picked it up. And that fellow said, "Mantri ji baat karenge." I said, "Kaun mantri ji humse baat karega?" I was half asleep. So he said, "Nahi, Vidhi Mantri ji baat karenge." Mantri ji came on. He said, "Where are you?" I said, "Shivhar." What are you doing
It
there?
was Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Yes. So he said, then he told me, he said, this place is there. I want that you should take up the challenge. Would you be able to do it? I said, I can try, I can give it my best. So he said, all right, send me your biodata. So I said, yahan biodata. He said, I don't care, you send it. This morning I sent him my biodata, his PS. Then 2 days later I got a message that yes, it has been sent to the ACC. Then around the 28th or 29th, my son had also come to Shivhar, and while we were working, I was talking to some people, doing my work there. He came and said, "Ki Babuji, so you have been appointed ASG?" I said, "Yes." Is it so? So he said, yes, there's a notification. Somebody from Delhi has informed. One of his friends. I said, he said, why didn't you tell us that you were being considered? I said, well, so many things don't happen and so many things happen when they are not to happen. So there's nothing to... Then I got a call again from the secretary, law secretary, and Mantri ji, go and take up your assignment. Came to Patna on the 30th of June, met my predecessor. He told me how things go about and how to do about it. 1st of July, I again logged on to the virtual proceedings. And first day I couldn't make head or tail out of it. And Justice Karol, Chief Justice Karol also didn't know who I was. We had never met. So he also asked, who is this gentleman? Please ask him to log on. So I logged on. He saw me on the screen. I saw him. And then slowly learned how to go on these virtual proceedings. Then learned, files were a big problem. You didn't have physical files. Had to set up an office for that. Because there was a lot of, all filings were done on the internet. So all files had to be downloaded,
Digitized.
printed, utna bada printer, all these things had to be arranged slowly. We did it all.
So
We
this
got going.
your tenure was for 3 years, but
3
it got
years.
renewed again.
Yes, it was renewed in 23. Again from 1st July 23 up to 30th June 26.
The role of both Solicitor General and Assistant Solicitor General is a statutory role, no? Unlike
Yes, not constitutional. No.
Attorney General.
Attorney General, Advocate General, they are
is a
constitutional.
constitutional.
Yes, these are not. But yes, it's a great responsibility. We are all guided by the law officers' rules.
No, what I'm trying to understand is, so the position which are not constitutional, is there more political interference in the workings of?
Working may there is no.
No political.
But yes, appointments.
Because
and,
you are working on the discretion of the
yes.
central government.
Yes, central government is the client. The client has a right to appoint a
Right.
counsel of his choice.
Right.
The government of the day has a choice, has the choice to appoint an attorney general, advocate general. And all this controversy that is going on, there is a judgment also. Of Patna High Court also there is a judgment about appointment of counsels. Of course, judgment is there, it has to be respected, it is operative. But personally, my view is
What is this judgment on?
about appointment of counsels for the state government.
Okay.
They've laid down certain criteria and procedures.
Okay.
But my personal view is the client should have a freedom to appoint
Whoever best.
whoever they have confidence in. Because end of the day, it is the client. If you appoint a wrong person as your lawyer, you suffer. And lawyer should only be there till the client has confidence in the lawyer.
Right.
The day the client doesn't have confidence in the lawyer, that lawyer has no business to be there, he should move on.
Right.
Whether it be individual, private client or a government, all our clients, the relationship is the same. Of course, with the government, there are certain other factors also that come in, but basically is the confidence of the client in the lawyer. That should always be there.
What are the limitations of this position? Can you take your private cases? You can.
No. I cannot appear for anybody but the Union of India and or its board or board corporations. And if the state government and its board corporations have no conflict with the Union of India, then I can appear for them also. But then state government have their own line of advocate general and whole line of counsels. So they don't need our services. But of course, if they were to ask me, I'd be glad to help out. But no, they have their own thing. They don't need it.
Right.
But the rules say that I cannot appear for anybody else.
Right. So in your tenure of 6 years, which central government?
Only 5 years abhi.
Oh, 5 years, yeah. So which department or subject matters of Union of India have you represented most?
I have represented almost all that came to me, from tax departments to CAPF, health department, education, railways, various other ancillary, army.
No, what I'm trying to understand is there any particular kind of matter or from a ministry where during your tenure most number of cases have come?
Single department, probably the GST
GST.
and railways. They are the two big in the numbers, sheer numbers. Their numbers are larger.
Talking about GST, I got reminded of this one incident where an GST officer came to you. Would you like to share that incident?
That's a small thing. You see, it's again comes down to ethics. For that also, I wouldn't blame that officer so much as I would blame us lawyers. Over the years, the practice has developed that lawyers go to the departments, go and meet the officers from Bada Babu to the Bada Sahab. I know that there are some lawyers who go to the GST department, Bada Babu say commissioner tak, they go and meet them, sit with them, ha ha he. Generally, they just सटते हैं कि भाई हमें कुछ
matters cases
कुछ बने फायदा हो जाए. Now that is very wrong. A lawyer should never go to his client, however big the client may be. It is the client who should come to the lawyer. Now, you may be a very close friend of mine or a relation or somebody very... I'll have no hesitation in going to your place. But the moment you say, there's some professional work to be done, I will not go to your place. You will come to my office or chamber, wherever it is. But this is what should be there, and this is what I've stuck with and what I tell my friends. Please don't go to the offices. You will demean yourself. Let the department, let the lawyer, even if he is the head of the department, the commissioner or whoever he is, it's his duty to come to you.
Right.
Now, there's this famous incident we are told of Mr. K.D. Chatterjee. And he was, for a short time, made Advocate General. He accepted that post. And we are told that at one stage, the chief secretary asked him to come to the secretariat for some consultations. Instead of going there, he sent in his resignation. The chief minister, then it was late Mr. Karpuri Thakur. He was again a person who was very practical and new, and in his time, he also pick up some very good people whom others would not, by caste or by this thing. So he had got Mr. K.D. Chatterjee appointed as Advocate General. So this is what we are told, So he said that when he was told that Mr. Chatterjee has sent his resignation, he immediately contacted Mr. Chatterjee, came to him, requested him, said, sorry, I'm for my secretary. Mr. Chatterjee folded his hands and said, "Nahi sir, humko spare me now." Nahi bane. Pehle, when we were junior counsels, even in Mr. Jha's office, Senior officers used to come, used to respect them, speak to them, but never quote out to them. आजकल you will find lawyers जो एकदम साष्टांग कर देंगे मिडिल लेवल ऑफिसर के सामने भी और इवन जूनियर ऑफिसर के सामने. It is not required. हाँ, घर में जाइए आप उनको, if he's your friend, relation,
Right.
you do the needful, but not as a lawyer. When you put on that band and you have your this thing, you are sitting in your chair in your office, then you are the counsel, he is the client. Behave like that. Unfortunately, these things some people forget.
Do you think this has become a matter of practice where officers are calling lawyers at their office?
Yes, unfortunately, it is happening. And various levels of the government, various officers. But it's because the lawyers go. If the lawyers say कि nothing doing, you come to you want work, you come to my office. Come to the court. It will stop.
They themselves.
पहले भी होता था. पहले even when we were junior counsel, we used to have secretaries and these people, commissioners coming. They used to come if they had to swear an affidavit or something. But then
we have few more months left for your tenure as an ASG.
Yes.
Would you like to wrap up your tenure? What were your top learnings and what you are looking forward to now?
It's been a great experience. I've interacted with so many people, looking into. I've seen some very nice things. I've seen some very ugly things.
Would you like to mention some?
On the files, no, I can't reveal what I've seen on the files. But interacted with people, some very senior officers. They are so good, so knowledgeable, so humble.
You don't have to reveal what was there but your personal learnings.
But then, you find some officers who are so haughty, who are so, think so much of themselves when they know nothing. But then I guess that is true in society at every level. Human beings is human nature. Some of the departments I've seen, they fight cases to lose it. Because they pass orders which even they know won't stand in court. It is वही जो पहले कहावत थी ना, यहाँ पे हम आपका डिसमिस करते हैं, आगे आपका हो जाएगा. That is the attitude and that is what is frightening. If the rules say a thing has to be done in a certain way, you do it that way. Don't, write the full order, write the reasons. If there is a problem, why you couldn't do a certain thing, put it on record. Give you an example. In GST, there were a whole lot of cases. From one judgment, that Patna High Court, the rule says that a certain thing has to be done within a certain specified period. No, it was not done. There were so many reasons for it. The court said, Kivel, your rules say that it should be done within this time frame. You have not done it. So we can't uphold that action. I tried all that I could explaining it. He said, you are right. But where does the order say so? And because of that order, it was followed all over, hundreds and hundreds of cases. I requested the department, please ask them to write the full order. Give the reason. Court will accept it or not accept it, but at least you will have tried, na? You have a rule in a department that something will be done in a particular way. You will record your reasons. Now, you pass the right order, but you don't record the reasons.
Mm.
What will the court do?
Mm.
Court will be constrained to go against you.
Mm. Mm.
Then you will say, अच्छा इसमें वकील साहब ने बहस नहीं किया, जोर नहीं लगाया.
Mm.
अरे वकील साहब तो वही करेंगे जो रिकॉर्ड में है ना. He can't put in things which are not there on the record.
Mm. Mm.
But these things happen. Some do it out of naivety. Some do it out of purpose. Now it's very difficult to say who has done why and how. But then I got the impression that some things, some people do it purposely. I can't write an order in your favor, but I will write it in such a way that you will get what you want. ऐसा भी होता है. But thankfully, that is a very, very small number.
Okay.
Now, of course, it does harm this state, it does harm the government. Overall, my impression is that there are good and honest people, otherwise the whole thing would have collapsed.
Right.
So, chal raha hai means there are good people
There's some
also.
merit
Na?
into it.
Yes. And ये ठीक है कि some of the crooks, they shine and prosper more, but ultimately it is the hard workers, it is the honest people who make the wheels run. That is everywhere, I guess. I mean, I'm not some great philosophy or something, but I believe in the goodness of people. बुरे में भी अच्छाई है. You have to look for it.
Do you think, according to your experience, state takes remedial measures or goes for unnecessary appeal, even when there's no merit in the case?
That again, I think, depends on the particular officer who is in charge.
Like generally, in your experience, what have you seen?
And the law officer. It depends on both. Certain matters come to me if I feel there is absolutely no chance. I very clearly say no, nothing doing, no further action. In court is required, you comply or you do what you want. Some officers will come and they will insist कि नहीं इसमें तो higher court में you take it. Well, if a client insists, there's nothing you can do except write. So as a counsel, it is my duty to advise correctly. I will write. If there is absolutely no chance, उसके बाद भी अगर or it's not required or it is not proper, whatever is the particular case. Chance doesn't mean कि if you have a weak case, but if there's no chance of succeeding, but you have a cause, you give it up. No, then you take it up. If you have a right cause, if you have an arguable matter, you take it up. It may not succeed. Like in the Supreme Court, how many SLPs succeed on Monday?
Very few.
For the admission period, when that goes on, how many succeed? But still, if you have a good cause, if you have an arguable case, you go, it may get dismissed, that is another thing. But then just for the sake of filing an appeal, that's wrong. When you know that the law is very clear, there is no need to file it. Still you say, कि अच्छा file कर दो. Why? You are just burdening the court and you are wasting the state's money and effort.
So how often do you see that happen?
Well, officers do it because they don't want responsibility. That is one bad thing that is seen in senior officers. They don't want to take responsibility. Many of them, they just pass on the buck. You let the person ahead, higher up decide. Why should I stick my neck out? And that is also probably because sometimes they are called upon to explain कि क्यों किया. They've done the right thing, but still they'll be asked to explain. It's a very complex kind of thing, it's to whole system has to be looked at. But then if each one of us does our bit, honestly say, there's no need to appeal in this matter. Despite that, if the government takes a decision, it's their decision. But as a counsel, it is my duty to advise correctly. And the counsel only advises. Counsel can never force.
Right. So generally, do they listen to your advice?
Most of the time they
Most
do.
of the time they
Most
do.
of the time they do.
Okay.
And if some officer thinks, no, this advice is not correct, then he is free to go up to the Solicitor General, Attorney General. He can get a higher advice.
But
There's no
that
problem.
rarely happens.
Yes, I have. In my time, I don't think I have come across anything like that. But of course, they are free to do it.
Right. Great. So in the end of the podcast, we ask a question from our guest to be asked from our next guest. So in the last episode, Mr. Satyavir Bharti was here. So here's a question for you. What should be the guiding factor which an advocate must follow after joining this profession? What, according to you, do you think should be the guiding factor for anyone who is joining the profession today?
Well, I have always said it and I will say it again. Practice, you are not here for charity, you are here to earn your living. But never, never be lax or give up the ethics. If you go by the book, if you go uphold the ethics of the profession, ultimately you will gain. You may not have a booming practice straight away, but ultimately you will be recognized and you will gain. Don't do things which are not ethical. And so far as ethics and right is concerned, I think the best test is every morning after you had a bath, when you stand before the mirror and you are about to comb your hair, excuse the bald persons, but when you look into the mirror, you should be able to look into your own eyes. Never do anything wrong. There are so many things, if you just let go your ethics a bit, you will earn a lot of money. Don't do it. Don't do anything wrong which a lawyer should not. And upholding your client's confidence, his interest, is your dharma. Again, without compromising your own ethics of the profession. You may be able to do a lot of good for your client by compromising your professional ethics. Don't do that.
That is such a thoughtful closing remark. Thank you for your time. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. If you have enjoyed listening to this conversation, please consider supporting us for more such interviews. Thank you.